Following on from last week, I'm leaving Palermo behind, as the road stretches inland, winding through Sicily's quiet countryside. The ruins of an infamous ghost town present themselves to me in the distance. An empty ghost town, frozen in time. What was once a thriving hilltop settlement is now a hollow shell. The streets sit silent and the buildings are left to crumble. Nature has woven itself into the fabric here, over the stone, roots splitting apart old foundations. Doorways lead to nothing but dust and memory, remnants of a town that once echoed with life. Poggioreale was a once Sicilian hilltop town full of grand villas, baroque churches and neoclassical facades, standing alongside typical Sicilian homes. Stone balconies, ornate and frescoed saloons told stories of aristocratic life, painted all in vivid detail. But on December the 14th, 1968, everything changed. A powerful earthquake struck the valley, levelling much of the town, and the residents fled, later relocating to a newly constructed township. The original was left, of course, abandoned and to decay. Now much of Poggioreale has been stripped and vandalised, leaving behind only fragments of its former beauty. The challenge, though, is finding those untouched spaces, those hidden frescoes on forgotten walls, those archways half buried in rubble, and the rare interiors that still echo the ghosts of their past.
So after a 3-month-long research period last winter, I decided to come down to the ghost town to check it out for myself. And the reason for that is because I'd actually located a set of images from the past. And actually, I thought they'd long since fallen into ruin. And it turns out they're actually still in this ghost town. So today, I'm actually going to go around on foot looking for them. What better way to do that? Actually locating them by doing it yourself, doing your own research. So what I'm going to do is actually explore the town on foot, alleyway to laneway, through vegetation, through rooms of these villas to find those spots. Now, I've got a couple of churches, hopefully, and of course, I've then got a couple of villas as well. 3, I think, in total with these frescoes inside. Now, of course, some of this is going to be in bad state of decay, but hopefully those shots still exist. So today, you're going to join me as we explore the ghost town on foot. Okay, so after moving through various villas, many of them in a very bad state and obviously weren't really very safe, but other ones are fine to walk through and they're much more solid, they're concrete, which I suppose is why they've survived this long. And I've come across one of the first shots that I want to take, and probably one of the first ones that I've seen that really has decent lighting. Because actually a lot of the rooms I've walked into, they've had like harsh light on the floor, window light, and most of them are facing the sun all day long. I assume that's why this town was built here. However, this shot is not like that. So I'm actually already now lined up and I've got a few other places to find. So because it's like this and everything's good, I'm not going to take long over this at all. Easy one. 3 brackets. Going to just line up my shot, make sure that I've got my window lined up where I want it. Now this is going to be just a crop section actually of the collapse, the door on the left, the door on the right, but I'm going to be capturing a pano and then crop it heavily. Ceiling detail up above, and of course I'm just going to make sure as well that actually my window is not too blown out. I don't want it too blown out because it is harshly backlit. Done. Shifting to the top. This is going to be heavily cropped, of course. That's the idea. Ceiling detail and the floor to finish. Now, I might actually step forward a little bit. Ghost towns are so peaceful. Honestly, they are becoming more popular. I was just saying to myself outside, like how much more popular places like this are becoming now. Since COVID, really, people have had so much research time. People are bored of mainstream, that's the thing. This is why places blow up on Instagram. There's a model shoot going on down there. There's also some other photographers in the site now, which I spotted earlier. Okay. So around about 3 months ago, I found an article from actually from a street photographer who'd come to Sicily and done around the streets of Sicily. And really nice article actually in an old newspaper, but online. And there was a photo from the middle of here, shooting through this room with a sneak peek of this, and I could see this beautiful blue above. So this was the one that I was chasing for quite a while. And yeah, I'm finally standing here and it's amazing. Beautiful blue tones. It's not going to last for long. And I'm not going to stand in the blue room because the blue room is actually sinking, bowing. So it's probably not going to be long until that's, completely collapsed. I imagine this ghost town would have had some stunning, stunning villas in it, because there's even one just across the road there on the high street that you can see up from the main road, just looking up, and it's insane. The ceiling's insane. This is a smaller version of that, of course, but I was just waiting there for the light to pass again through the window. It has done, and that's given me, and I've opted for 17mm, but I could easily do this 24-2. I'm probably going to give 24 a go. nice and easy really, not a difficult one. I'm going to get on and find the third place, because if I can wrap up here, get some drone footage while the clouds are covering that sun like they are constantly at the moment, then I can move on to another location for this evening's shoot. So it didn't take me too long to find this one actually. It was actually in the building next door. I don't know if this is the one I was looking for or not, but it's nice. It's fresco detail in the ceiling. There is this door on the right hand side, so it doesn't look the best. So I'm going to try and step forward a little bit and eliminate that from the shot. I don't really want that in there. And I'm going to go for my 17mm. Yeah, that's fine there. Not far, a little shuffle. Back a little bit. It's looking good. Focus. I might even bring the centre column up. I'm just going to check when I'm going to bring my centre column up. The reason why is because I want as much of that ceiling in my shot as possible. Bring it back to the middle. Let's expose again. Now, this is probably going to end up as a portrait panoramic to get that ceiling. I would like a landscape version of one of these rooms. But let's take it and see how it works out. Really simple shot. I've done it. That group's now moving past. I think I can go and have lunch, and then I'm going to get my drone footage. And basically, I think I'm kind of nearly found all the spots. I'm going to come back in and find the church this afternoon. I've done the villas though. They're looking good, hopefully. I like that. It's looking really cool. I'm going to focus down the bottom here. Looking good. And there's a bit of cloud around, but I've got to be patient. As soon as it comes, I'm locked and ready. I've got 3 brackets activated, just in case. But even if it's just gently softer, it's better than harsh light now, to be honest. I'm going to capture one just in case it doesn't completely go behind the cloud. I quite like this. So I've captured the 3 brackets needed. I could give myself a little bit more height here actually with my centre column, just to give me more here. Now, the thing about the original 24mm shot that I created, and what I like about it, is you can actually cut off some of that background that's right up there in the distance. So I'm going to just do that again and have this as my main shot. Light is coming and going again. Quite like that. It's looking really cool. I'm going to focus down the bottom here. Looking good. There is light, but it's like softer, slightly diluted, a little bit more dilution, and I think I've got a shot that I really like. Now, the reason I selected the 24mm over the 17 is because I've then got the option of having something closer. I've got the option of 18mm. 18mm here is plenty enough. And of course I can crop in that original pano that I've just created, the landscape one. I can crop into that and actually have more of this vegetation, but less of this collapsed section, which I don't particularly like. The thing to watch for here is I've just got to make sure that the leaves aren't rustling around too much in any breeze, and they're not now, so that's also looking perfect. We've got a soft kick of light, but not a harsh kick of light. Okay, I'm going to move on. Whoa, that is actually nuts. I don't know if you can hear that up there. Huge swarm. Hornets? I'm not sure. But they're like living in the side of this, the tower for that church. Well, it's actually a monastery. So it doesn't look like I actually disturbed them. Let's leave them be. The texture and the decay is over, and our ghost town episode has come to an end. What's next on the channel? Of course, it's going to be part 3 from here in Sicily, but for that we're going to skip forward a couple of days and we're going to be photographing on the south coast with my 4 participants doing a scouting tour. What's the difference between a scouting tour and a main tour? Well, for me, you've got to have been with me before to come on a scouting tour. I need to know a little bit about you. And actually, it's for the sort of person who likes a bit of adventure, who likes to get out and look for stuff and understand the process behind it. Some of the spots we go to are not for everybody, and they never will feature on a main photography tour. It's to understand the lay of the land. And that's what we're going to be doing. And I need to get to grips with it for the first couple of days with them. And we'll pick things up on the south coast, doing ruins together as we look to get balanced compositions. Until then, if you didn't see part 1, check out the video here and bring yourself up to speed. I hope you've enjoyed the content so far, and if you've got any comments, leave them below. Until next time, from here in Sicily, see you soon.